doing, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you share and subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and make sure you click that notification button. Y'all, it is saying that it's 81 degrees here in Atlanta. Doesn't feel like it, but they say we're about to have a super hot summer. They keep saying that as if it's some kind of warning or insult, or I don't know. But welcome in somebody for it's. I am for real. But Mahogany, did she make any payments to her ex videographer? I think I'm gonna go this way. Should probably be less traffic. Did she make any payments? Because she had a payment agreement to give him something. It's just kind of weird to me how this girl can act like she doesn't have a care in the world, and she knows that she has a lot of people that have done work for her, and she hasn't even paid them. I mean, owing a lot of people a lot of money. What's even more weird is that people continue to work with or for her, knowing these things. So that's on them. But I saw her. It's a cop behind me. I really don't want no cops behind me right now. I really don't like them in this moment. I really rather not. I usually don't get bothered when they get behind me, but I had an encounter with the police today, and I went Sandra Bland on his ass, and he thought it was funny. He was like, "You have a good day too," and I was like, I ain't gonna say what I said, but yeah, I tried to disrespect him as much as I could. As much as I could, because he disrespected me. He should have left me alone, not bother me at all. See, they cool when they don't bother me. And I'm not saying they cool, but hey, I'm saying if I see him, don't bother me. Don't bother me. But bother me and try to hand me up? Because that's what you're trying to do? Because you're just out here trying to hand people up? Oh my God. I mean, I lost it. I don't even know what was coming out of my mouth, but I lost it. I mean, and I will not regret it. I will not feel sorry. I will not anything. I will not. I'm making it worse, my shades. So I guess I have a light sensitivity, but my shades are horrible. Apparently they have something greasy on them, so I don't know if I have any cleaner. But anywho, Mahogany. I saw a video someone did, and they said that this is not gonna work out well. Watch this. Yep, I'm seeing a lot of gunk. Um, someone said that she was supposed to be suing Justin. I mean, I don't know what the deal is with that, and I don't necessarily still believe, um, or I don't necessarily believe that their divorce is real. Still, but I wouldn't put it past him, from what I've seen, heard, and researched for myself. Because I'm just a research queen, y'all. I be finding stuff, and I just don't be getting around to like talking about it or showing it. And when I do start showing stuff, and sometimes stuff it's like, oh, nobody's talking about it anymore, so I just kind of let it go, but it still be sitting there. So when I do get to talking about stuff, y'all gonna be like, okay. But we getting a little too desensitized to stuff too. Like that's the problem. But from what I've seen and heard and saw for myself, researched, of Justin. I wouldn't put it past him to, literally be doing what they're saying he's doing, as far as trying to go off and, do his own thing, for real. Like, separate from his marriage to Mahogany. And the dumb stuff that he said, as far as he had an emotional affair with a girl, and they hadn't been intimate, at the time that he said it. All of that sounds stupid when you have a wife and you have 6 children, and y'all was literally, what, not even 2 months before they announced their divorce, were trying to, uh, according to what they said, have another baby and all that. Um, I think they just be looking for storyline after storyline after storyline. And they're trying to, like, have these multiple channels. I need some cleaner. But I wouldn't put it past him for that to actually be true. I'm not saying I think it is, but I wouldn't put it past him, because he's a dodo bird. Like, both of them, I think they short but shorties. I think they really slow, for real. And I'm gonna tell you one reason why I'm starting to think that there may be. I gotta get some ginger, y'all. I'm doing ginger beer, and you gotta keep adding ginger to it. I want to make a lot of it so I can bottle it. So I need to go get some more ginger. So headed to the store. I'm about to go get another workout. I'm trying to do 100 push-ups. Yes, a day. Work my way up to 100 push-ups. I did a video, y'all. It's gonna post in a couple of days. You talking about I can feel it? You know how Kanye was like, I can feel it in his song Fade? It's that kind of I can feel it. But I wouldn't mind, being as chiseled as her. Just not as thin. But I don't know. I saw a video recently of her with her children, and I have some compliments and some critiques. She was putting up groceries. She had went grocery shopping, and first of all, she had groceries. Now, that's not something Mahogany normally does. I see 10 people and I don't even see the like button moved. Can y'all hit the like button, please, and thank you. Thank you very much. But I saw her putting up groceries, and she was like interacting with the children, which is something that we don't normally see. Now, let me remind y'all and tell y'all, if you didn't ever hear this from me, I never was someone who watched their channel. They're not someone who I would have watched. But when I started hearing people doing, videos on them, before I talked about them, I went and did my own research. So I spent time watching a lot of their videos. And when I did, ooh-wee, the things I found. And they were very valid as far as the things that people were saying about them. So I watched a lot, if not almost all their videos. Just fast forward when Justin be talking. With that being said, the interaction with the children is very minimal, almost nil. And it's usually when they want the children to do a little cameo, because people do be reminded that, hey, the park is full over there. I gotta hit the trails, y'all. I gotta get some sticks for my macrame projects. I want to get some sticks. I'm gonna buy some sticks also, but I want to get some natural sticks for some other projects. Anyhow, they don't really deal with them children, and the children, it shows. I mean, everything is crystal clear. The children seem, very confused and awkward around them, and their developmental skills are very minimal, and when they try to overact with them on camera, mainly Justin, the children are like, it's clear. They're like, I don't really know. Am I supposed? What is that? Like, they can't even hardly compute what kind of response they're supposed to give. Not only just because they're not used to it, but because they don't have enough interaction with people. And these things were also verified by their ex-assistant who witnessed this shit firsthand. But when I saw the recent video with Mahogany and the children, and she was doing the help me put up groceries and stuff, and I was like, it was a good thing to see. And it seemed very genuine. It seemed a good 80% genuine. It seemed like, and I don't want to start, like, make it seem like I'm vouching for her or try to sway people to open up and soften up to her and let her off the hook for anything. She does not deserve to be off the hook for anything. I have way more critique for her than this, but I do want to say it because I think it's a great thing. And hopefully, she continues and it really touches the mother in her that she is to these children. But it seems like she is blossoming on the inside via her connection to the children that she didn't even realize she could have. And they are loving it. With one of them, I can't remember which one. I think it was one of the second set of twins. When she picked him up, and it was his turn for whatever she was talking about at that time, and you can tell it's not something she normally does, and we know it by watching the videos, but you could just see that if you never even watched them, you can totally see that. And it's like once he realized my mother is holding me, like her arms are around me and all that, and then you got the big boobies right there, right? So it's just like a whole big ball of heaven for him, and it would be for anybody or any child. And then he had his arms around her, and then you could see his facial expression as he computed this moment, and it changed, and he just kind of melted into her for a second, and she was trying to get him to interact as if it was a normal thing. But what she failed to realize is, honey, you can't hide this stuff. They're just children. You can't hide this stuff. We saw all of it before, and we're gonna see this now. We're seeing it. And he just, he had to take that moment. He was like, I'm getting this. And he just laid on her, and he, put his arms around her. He was like, it was like it was his first time ever having that experience. And it was beautiful. It was like melancholy. It was beautiful, but it was like heartbreaking at the same time. But I think also for her, she's like softening up to them. And she's like understanding that, that guy don't outweigh her children. I'm assuming that's just what I got from that one. Maybe it's just me going off into a whole fantasy, but it does seem like that she's truly enjoying. I mean, because once that girl realized that her bread is better buttered through content with her children, through true, genuine connections with her children, and just loving them every day and, interacting with them. And right now, it's like she kind of don't have any other choice because Justin isn't there. As much as she wants to indulge completely in herself, being self-centered as she usually is, it's like, I mean, you are there with them, and you kind of don't have the money to pay a nanny, and your reputation is kind of shot on that as well. So it's like, why not? Stupid. So I think she's picking up on that. And then it's like, you can't help but, get in the groove. And then it's like, they're all discovering this beautiful thing that is, which is each other. you know? So, as I enjoyed these moments that I perceived they were having, I wanted to enjoy them as I talked about them. So now that we done that, so congratulations to them and her. Even I mean, I don't think that's I don't I think that was like a good at least 89% real on her behalf. I do. I do. It's like you could really see it. So hopefully that blossoms and grows enough. But I saw a lot of people questioning her about Miles, and she doesn't answer. But when she does, she gives excuses, and she lies as per normal. And she says, he is being uh like he's training, he's being taught to walk. Now, first of all, Mahogany, we don't believe you. Okay, you need more people. All right, and I know that that is something people say, right? Cool, catchy, and all that. But check this out. It applies. You do. You need more people. You need people. We need to see people teaching him. You can do it. You're his mama. And why not? It's your children and it's their channel and it's a children's channel. It's child content and it's about their milestones. And you and your husband branded the channel off of them, y'all life and the milestones. So why can't we see the milestones when it comes to them growing and learning instead of stuff that's supposed to be making y'all look cute and all that, in which y'all don't ever be looking at? Why don't we ever see how you're trying to teach him how to walk? Because he scoots. His motor capabilities are greatly impaired. And for all of us who have had experience with children, be it our own or, whatever, you do understand that children develop at different stages, different, ways, and they have like, you'll have one child will just go straight walking without crawling. One child will crawl funny, crawl backwards, crawl without their knees touching the ground, crawl with one knee up and stuff like they're, working on building their back glute or something. Miles scoots. Oh, sitting, scoot. He scoot, but he scoot dragging one leg. That's a lot to be concerned about. And he's been doing that for a while. And he doesn't make attempts to do anything else. Normal children naturally progress towards advancement because they just determine to do so. Just from being around people and seeing, okay, you can do all that, and I'm limited by doing this. So they try to figure out, it's like somebody being in jail. They just be sitting around, I guess, trying to figure out, like, how can I make myself do this kind of stuff? That's why when they try to get off the bed, you got to teach them how to do it safely, because they going to do it. They going to do it. They come out with that, That's how they know how to get to the boobs so they can feed. It's quite natural. But with him, and then when you have the parents literally suppressing them, they it's always stop, no, and don't. Put them in the room. They don't want them to make noise, talk, play, touch anything, go anywhere, nothing. That also programs them to not progress. So when this child is always doing the same scoot slide without, it's like the leg doesn't work. I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm just saying he moves it as if it's paralyzed. He's dragging his body and he's dragging that leg, and he uses that one leg to drag. Y'all see him, you know what I'm talking about. And this woman will come on here and continuously say, he's learning how to walk. Well, how come we don't see absolutely no advancement in him with that at all? We only see him doing that, and we never see you make any attempts. Now, in this video I watched with her with the children and the groceries and whatnot, as he came about and he was interacting or crying, because you can hear him cry sometimes when he feels like, they've all moved to another area and he feels like he's not involved, so he's crying. And then he like gets to where they are, and then he's like, I guess his communication again is crying or whining. She's just like ignoring him. She doesn't give him any prompts to use your words, say what's wrong, try to help him, tell her what he's crying about instead of crying. She doesn't prompt him to say, "Can I have a pretzel?" It's a whiny, hand up a demand with a wine, and she just handed to him. It's like he's ignored. It's like he's given one last. It's like he's an afterthought. It's like he would have never got one if he wasn't back there crying and scooted over there and then kept whining till he got one. It's kind of, I see that with him. And then, you know how when they eat and the children all have their table and they eat at their table, he sent me a picture and I'm dying to see what it is, but I'm waiting. But he's sitting at the another table by himself in a high chair, and then he just gets a plate and a one item. Now I'm a mono meal person, but I'm a whole adult, so I can just figure it out for myself, and whatever. But as a child, like he'll get dino nuggets. I wonder how well a child would development off of eating just dino nuggets all the time, and then you break them up and put them on the table, and that's how he eat. Listen, y'all, if you haven't seen the Goonies, it's a good movie. Okay, that's from my era. It's a good movie. You gotta watch it if you haven't seen it. But if you have seen it, and if you haven't seen it, go see it and look for Sludge. Sludge is the brother of a couple of the guys in the Goonies who were the villains, and they had their mama. She was a villain, and Sludge was the brother who they kept locked down in the basement. And he was a funny looking thing, and he didn't talk. He didn't have no development because he didn't interact. He didn't go anywhere, and they treated him bad. They didn't do anything with him, but his brothers would tease him or whatnot when they did interact with him, and he was like chained up, and they would throw food at him. And then his mom, when he got the crying and whining, she would do this fake little, oh, my baby, and she hug him and stuff, but she just did that to appease him in that moment. That shit wasn't real. Because if she cared about him, she wouldn't be treating him like that. And it's like Mahogany. When you see her do Miles like that, I just look at her because it'd be like the mama and Sludge. The way they treat Miles is the same way as how Sludge was treated. They treat him like Sludge. They've always treated him like that. And people always say something to him about it, and they don't even care. They don't even care. It's so weird. It's so weird. I watched part of a video where Justin had a title, "The Baby is Meeting the Grandma for the First Time," which I knew probably was a lie. And I guess it was his grandma, the father's grandma. And she came in with all these pull ups. Talking about she gonna potty train them, right? And this how you know they in on the gig. First of all, they know they scamming. They know they been scamming back in, was it North Carolina? They know that, them children, they not raising them right. But she comes in and get in the video and just help them right on out the same way Mahogany's mother has done. And she like, we're gonna potty train. Okay, that's what grandmas do. Cool. So Justin's like, who we gonna potty train? And she calls out the second set of twins, which are what, like 4 years old. Now, some of you might be saying, what's wrong with that? I'm gonna tell y'all what's wrong with it. She should have started with the oldest set of twins, who are like 6 years old, because they wearing them same pull-ups. Okay, they never used the potty. 6 years old. All they have 6 children. All of their children wear diapers or pull-ups. Now, the assistant, when he exposed them, said that Mahogany, for a while, I don't want to visualize it, I just want to say it. Okay, Mahogany would recycle diapers. Now, when he said recycle diapers, we was like, me, I'm a little older, so I'm like, I know what cloth diapers are, sir. Thinking to myself. And he was like, she wash them out and use them again. And I'm like, he's so young. He just young. These youngsters today, boy, you gotta just tell them sometime, because he think he flexing right now. He just young. Honey, there's this thing called cloth diapers. And they're made just for that. Just like your underwear, but except for you don't poop in your underwear, but they're different. They're hemp or cloth, and you just let the babies poop and pee on them, and you wash them out, and you reuse them. And he was like, no, these were like Huggies and Pampers. You can't even take those in the swimming pool, because they just made like to one time absorb the water, and then it like clumps up and it gets messy and all that. So how skilled and determined and cheap and shisty you gotta be to rewash disposable diapers. And it's not like they had to, because these are people who are always going shopping for themselves in Starbucks and everything. I mean, they short bus shorties all the way. Short bus shorties. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like. I don't know what to say about these people, but I haven't really seen any videos on them lately. I may have to search for them, because I haven't been talking about them. Uh, I haven't been watching anything about them, so that's probably why they haven't been showing up in my newsfeed. But for the sake of the children, hopefully, you know, things continue to get better with the parents, and the best hope is in Mahogany. Hopefully, this time that she spends with her children, she becomes to like truly love them, and see the importance of her being a better mom. Mahogany has such a gift and a blessing right now that so many mothers around the world could really break it to her how significant it is what she holds in her hands right now, because she has an opportunity that has passed for a lot of mothers. She has a chance to not only learn how to get it right, but they're still young. They're still young. So she has a chance to make all the difference in the world and who they become. Because how they're treating them is going to affect who they become. I'm pretty sure how Mahogany and Justin turned out has a lot to do with their parents and their childhood. And I don't know that they know that, because they slow. And it's not giving them any excuses. But they are slow. And Mahogany cockeyed and slow. Justin feminine looking and slow. They just they shouldn't have been breeding. But this woman has an opportunity, and I don't know how she could be in the house all day with them six, and then have wonderful moments like the ones she's actually truly able to experience now that Justin's not there to make sure everything is robotic, make sure everything is truly acted and cut short, and when the cameras are off, okay, cut. Y'all go back upstairs. Them being able to run free around the house, make noise while she's talking. I actually watched the video, listen to her talk, because you can hear the children running around and playing in the background. That's something we never got out of them before. You can go back to all their old videos, you never hear that. For someone who has a house full of children, 6 children, young, under the age of even 10 years old, and you hear no children noises in the back, you don't see no toys, no nothing out of place. But now it's like you hear the children in the back just having a good time. Mahogany talking, then she, saying something to the other children. And it's like, girl, look at you over there trying to be normal. Look at them over there experiencing normal and loving it, having a great time, and they're not even being out of sight. Because they don't know what to do because they never got to do it. They just it's nothing outrageous. They just chilling. They just chilling. But she does need help. She need classes. She need to learn. With all those children, and she needs to learn to focus on, their issues, and what to recognize and what needs more attention and how important that is. Especially with Justin, because I forget that they did say he has autism, but he's very high functioning, very high functioning. But she needs to learn how to guide him with that. Because what I see is, when he doesn't do, he doesn't follow disciplinary rules, she doesn't enforce it. He just does whatever. But his twin, which is oh gosh, what's his name? The twin to Justin. He seems like the most obedient. He's like the child that wants to be good. He's like, when she was handing them the toys and letting them pick out the toy, and she kept telling Justin to wait and sit down, he wasn't doing none of that. He wasn't listening to none of that. But the oldest one, he waited till everybody got to pick. He sat there until she called his name, regardless of what anybody else was doing. That was really good. That was really good. I noticed him, throughout all the processes. He seems to be like that. He seems to be the one that I'm gonna be good. That's really good. But she has all these children, all these different personalities, and all these, different needs that needs tending to, and you could see that it seems like their hair is starting to grow in the back a little bit, and maybe their head shape will form better because they're not always sitting back in the chair or lying down. This girl, she don't understand how fortunate she is, because they could have been took them children from her, and it could still happen, but they could have been took them children from her, and then she wouldn't even understand how she feel until it happened. But so much worse could happen, and they are still young. And I know a lot of people are in the comments saying they hope her and Justin get back together. I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think that's a good idea. I think they're better off without him, because I think Justin is a very abusive person. I think that he has so many personality issues that he needs to go away. He needs to go do pay child support. But he needs to, she needs, and bless her if she is, if they're saying that they're divorcing and she's letting this happen, bless her for that. Because that's the best thing she could do for her and her children. Instead of pining away at, oh, I want him back, or, I'm trying to get back to. They will do so much better without him. Them children don't deserve that. They don't deserve that. I don't have any sympathy words for Mahogany, because she is not a good person either. But Justin is way worse. He is so disgusting. And it's like he is completely oblivious. He is, to me, like 5 times more oblivious to himself than Mahogany is when the mom was there, this dude, he just don't care. He just don't care at all. He just don't care at all. It's insane. It is insane. It's almost like he just don't even need to be around him. You know. But I hope that the ex nanny and the videographer and anybody else who they owe do end up getting their monies, because it's not cool for them to have put in work and not got their monies. And Mahogany and Justin needs to learn at some point that it's not okay. And you can't just go on like nothing happened. So I hope that they're able to enforce the law upon them as much as legally possible, so that they can recover. They wouldn't be getting no YouTube checks without me getting my money or none of that. I saw a lawyer go over OJ's will, which was interesting. And he talked about, like, because the Goldmans, I think, and Nicole's family had civilly sued OJ, and I didn't get into that case, and I don't really have anything to say about it, because they're grieving. So I mean, I can't say yeah or nay on them suing him. But when it comes to a civil case, it's way different than criminal. So the burden of proof, it doesn't work that way. It's so easy to win, so easy to win. But however, they did win a hefty, monetary judgment, and he passed away still owing them. But his will wasn't even, he didn't even need to have a will, but the way he did write his will was, to say, my trust got it. My trust gonna take care of it. Okay. And that way nobody even gets to know what he had, how much he had, what his assets are. And then he also, put in there that if anybody wants to come and try to contest his will, then whatever they were going to get, they don't get that. Which I think is a good point to add. Because, believe it or not, people will do that. They will say, how dare you only do this? Or how dare you give that to them and then give me this, or whatever, whatever. And it's like, what? Or, oh, you told me this, but in your will, I find out this. I'm sorry, but if I'm in your will, I want current copies so I can know what's up. Don't have me looking stupid. Okay? But he said if anybody can, and it's just, imagine not knowing that disclaimer is there, and then you say I want to contest it, and then find out that just because you contested it, you get nothing. And it's like, I didn't know that though. So now don't even worry about it, because you get nothing. But that's how his shit was set up. So when it comes to like people he owed, it's kind of tricky when you have a trust, because it depends on how the courts are going to deal with that. Because in a way, they can't really touch it. They can't really touch it. In a normal, like, if it was set up how most people normally set up their estates, um, they would come and get what is owed from the estate. But he also put, I forgot what it is called, but he put a contingency in his will also, that it goes right in. I mean, I'm talking about before he even went in the ground. All that was, his will was read and it was taken care of. So everybody was clear on everything. So y'all ain't even got a trip at the funeral. Y'all ain't got to trip at the rebats, at the wake, at the viewing, or whatever you want to have. We already know what it is. And I like that he did that for another reason. All that he did with his finalizations. Because you can't, it deprived all these people who've been talking about him all this time from being able to sit up there and discuss his estate and his will and what he had forever and ever. And, I find it weird that OJ would have such a great setup, because I think it was smart. I think it was a good idea. I think that was probably the best deal that he could have had out of all the options there are, given his situation. I think that was very bright of him. I think that was a good way to go. And I think it's weird that OJ had his shit set up. Yet, you gonna tell me Michael was looking as funny as it was because they say he had a will, but I don't agree with it being genuine. And then you're gonna tell me Prince didn't have one? I know that Prince wasn't fond of contracts or even fond of caring what takes place concerning anything, including himself to a degree, after he's passed on. But Prince cared about his image, like his work, if anything. And I don't see him, after everything that he's been through, being willing to, knowing what they are capable of, I don't see him being willing to just allow them to get their hands on his stuff like he know that they would. So all of that was just, yeah, yeah. So anywho, there's that. So I'll be looking and checking for updates periodically on Mahogany and her situation, because as I stated a while back, um, I'm going to be monitoring what's going on. I'm not going to say, and I said this before, anything else I'll be doing as far as boots on the ground when it concerns that situation. But I wanted to pop up just to let her know I'm still watching you, just like others are. And some of us are doing more than just watching you. So at the end of the day, you still got a lot to pay for and answer for. And it's not going to go away no matter what you present on your videos. And you're still despicable and disgusting for the things that you have done. And you're despicable and disgusting for sitting up here acting like you don't even care about these people that you owe, and you've done how you've done them. Okay. Don't let these people in your comment section with your little reels and stuff gas you up, sister. Don't let them do it to you. Okay? Because even out of some kind of decency, arranging something and making a payment every time you get paid, I don't even care if it's $5 per person, would show that you truly do care and all that. But making excuses and then trying to blame Justin for this, that, and the third, knowing Justin is not going to care, mind you guys. She knows Justin is not going to care. He's not going to answer, he's not going to respond, and he's not going to care. Use me for a scapegoat. I'm not even going to address it. Okay? They can believe that that is what happened. And if they come to my page just to tell me how much they can't stand me, then it is what it is. And when I come over here into Jackson's of Atlanta and I get on here and I talk for 15, 20 minutes, they going to be in the comment section just to tell me how much they don't want to hear me talk. And they happy when I'm not there and talking on the video. So either way, we getting engagements. That's going to blow us up for the money that we're not going to give to nobody that we even owe. And we're not going to spend it on our children for no therapy, for no this or that. And another thing, while I mentioned that, and I'm going to get up out of here, but another thing that makes it even more sad when it comes to the children and, things that they're not getting, and resources that they're not even providing or accessing is that because of who they are, because of their brands, because of them. Oh, we're the Jacksons of Atlanta, and we have, two sets of twins. We lied about the third set, but hey, we got two sets of twins, baby. We got 6 children under the age of 7. They're all in diapers, but hey, we got them, baby. They even had, local interviews, so they can brand themselves to a way that they would get resources. And I'm not saying that I don't doubt that, certain um, companies and places like that have reached out to them to provide counseling or testing, things like that for the children. I don't think they would have to pay for anything, any services for the children. I'm pretty sure they've been invited to send your children to our academy, because that would help their brand. That will help boost them. Oh, we have Justin and Martell from Jacksons of Atlanta go here to our pre-K academy or whatever. You know, one of the moms is probably gonna be like, "Child, I could probably end up, being friends with Mahogany and coming on her little show or doing a skit with Justin. He can feel on my boob." I mean, no, that's not a great thing, but if people, some people, yeah. I mean, it's always something that can make it a plus. So there's no way that there's an excuse as to why these children aren't receiving services. However, the same way that I do believe that they have been offered services, I believe that they have turned them down. I believe that they turned down a lot of things because they don't want people involved, because they're only going to see what they were dumb enough to allow people like their assistant to see. And then when you have agencies involved, there's going to be a problem. Okay, that's when things are going to start to be getting addressed. And they don't want that. They just thought that people like Somewhere Reviews and the nanny and stuff just would never say anything. And then sometimes, people when they be doing them, just being them, they don't even be knowing that they foul. A lot of times people don't be knowing that they foul. They just be being them. So, but I do think that they turn them down, and I don't think that a lot of brands, because notice they don't even have a lot of brand deals. In fact, they really don't have any brand deals. That's something I always found weird, because I can't even tell y'all how many brand deals I have turned down over the years, but still turned down. So with that being said, you see my channel. All the subscribers, all of the views, all of the comments, which is engagement, okay, which leads to what? Possible sales for the brands. You mean to tell me there's too many ways to go about it? You got Justin, he's the guy. You got, and he's a sassy one. And this is Atlanta. You got Mahogany. Um, you got these 6 children. It's every which way but loose, baby. I'm talking about appearances. Hey, greetings. I'm talking about appearances and just we're gonna have Justin Mahogany. They ain't nobody, but it could work great for them too. Justin and Mahogany from Housewives of Atlanta is gonna be here tonight in the building. I mean, everybody does it. Everybody does it, and you don't even have to get no deal. Just call them up. Hey, what's gonna be going on at your spot tonight? How's the security gonna be? Like, what? How you gonna take care of us? We gonna come through tonight. I ain't gonna give y'all no script, but you gonna pay me for that. But you let them know you coming. They gonna Okay, can we announce that? Can we put that? Okay, blah 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 blah. Then they come become more popular. They ain't utilizing nothing. And, I don't think nobody really trying to mess with them like that, because everybody can see clearly how foul they are, except for the idiots that be bigging them up in the comment section, which probably a lot of them be bots. Or they be hopeless souls who know they'll never be anything in life. And, that's all they got is just to live through Justin and Mahogany. They have no standards. And they think that these people are actually cool. You know. But that's a dead giveaway. It's a telltale sign that they have not, as much as these two act like they want to be superstars. They ain't branding themselves. They not marketing. They not doing nothing. They don't got nothing going on. They ain't working with nobody. Nobody mess with them. Justin go pay people to do corny ass skits with him on his channel. That's it. That's all that's it. And when it comes to the shoes, the boots, Steve Madden boots, okay? I said, before I speak on this, I said, let me think about this now. I didn't stop the video and read the email because I said, why bother? At the end of the day, I can't get to the bottom of the email without having access to it or contacting Steve Madden. Because you can fabricate that email. So she lose a point there. That email don't really mean nothing. Okay. Plus, I'm gonna tell you something else. Because Somewhere Reviews, which was her ex-videographer, said that she went to the store and bought the Steve Madden boots. She marketed this situation as to say that this was her first time partnering with her favorite, Steve Madden. Okay? Which was them offering her a free pair of boots so that she could wear them, so that, they could get influence to her audience. Okay? So, with me having great information on the different ways that brand dealing can work, I thought about this thing every which way but loose to try and give Mahogany some kind of pass. I couldn't find anything. I'm gonna tell you why. Let's just say it's freezing up for some reason. Let's just say because first of all, one way you be knowing that they be lying, okay? One way you be knowing she be lying. She gloss over stuff. She give the slow people in the front that be in her comment section. She give y'all some kind of, I got the greasiest, sweatiest face, y'all. I can't wait to go home and clean my face, take a shower and all that. She give y'all a half-ass corny little excuse or reason that don't be reasoning. The reason don't be reasoning. And it's not a true explanation. She be sound like Tiffany Henry, right? And that's how she was with the boots. She said, here's the email. Okay, Tiffany, Mahogany, that doesn't explain this guy saying you went to the mall and bought those boots. Now, I'm going to tell you a good reason why that could be possible and still be a deal. It happens so many times. Yeah, that's one way you can get the boots. Instead of them mailing it to you, you can go to the store. They can give you somehow the money to pay for it. It could be before you purchase or after you purchase. Okay, we don't need to go over the possible details of how the payment is exchanged or the credit is given on the account. That can happen a multitude of ways. All we understanding is that they could have provided an arrangement to where she go get her own boots. They're boots that make sense. You fit them. Okay, your thighs, your legs, your big ass ankles. Okay, she's a juicy Water retentive, probably damn near 300 pounder. She needs to put the boots on herself and figure out which ones will fit her instead of them sending her boots. Okay, cool. All right, so you might think 1 point for Mahogany. She didn't say none of that. She just said, that's the email. Okay, in the email, did they tell you that? Did they say for you to go? Don't try to use it now, baby, because you already busted. But in the email, did they tell you to go buy the boots? She never explained that part. So I know she lying. Okay? Now, here's another thing. He said, I got it on video. I recorded it when she went and bought it. Okay? So that tells me, just like he was saying with them diapers, he not that young. He not slow at all. He know what he saw. He knows. He understands a purchase. I'm pretty sure he's done brand deals before. He knows he can spot a difference between she paid for them and she got them, but they were actually provided to her and paid for them by Steve Madden. He knows the difference, and to make it even better, he provided the link where you can go and see her buy the boots. So I watched it and I looked at her and I saw when she bought the boots. And I watched that video and I said, nah, she bought them boots. She bought them boots straight up. Okay, I've been doing reviews for years with different brands. I've done it all kind of ways. She bought them boots herself. I guess they made up the email, but that wasn't a brand deal. Not at all. I guess she was hoping it turned into one. And the baby monitor probably wasn't a brand deal. I don't think nobody messing with them. And sometimes people do that. They'll get something and they'll say it is, but it's not, hoping that encourage other brands to want to work with them. But and sometimes they'll get a brand and start pushing them, hoping that they'll work with them. And it's like, is you slow? You already doing it for free. So you already pushing Steve Madden for free. So once y'all tell me this, why didn't it work in any capacity? Why didn't other shoe companies get with her? Why didn't other? First of all, how did she market them? I missed that part. You bought them and you did a model shoot? Well, let me tell you what you and your sloppy husband did wrong. Then again, you don't pay me. You don't pay me, and I don't make enough off your videos to give you that advice for free. That you get the money. That's your job. Hire somebody. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, but if I wanted to, I'll show you how it's done. Okay. In fact, I might one day. I might get my shit on. Hey man, you don't know how to drive that truck, but you need to make sure you get it right. But yeah. She didn't get no brand deal with no Steve Madden. She didn't get no brand deal with nobody. Her and Justin ain't got no brand deal with nobody. They showed themselves going to one event in Atlanta. Yeah, that's not gonna work. You're gonna have to back up one more time. Are you just gonna stay parked like that? Bye y'all.